and Prabal's alphabet adventure. Today, Keerat and Prabal were hanging out in their room, wearing their most comfy casual clothes. Keerat had on a bright blue t-shirt and cool jeans, while Prabal was rocking his favorite sunny yellow hoodie. Suddenly, a glowing book popped out from under their toy pile. "Look, Prabal. It's time for an English ABC adventure," Keerat chirped. The cover had big, sparkly letters that shimmered like magic. When they flipped the first page, a giant red A started floating in the air. Right behind it, a huge, juicy apple popped out too. "A for apple," they shouted together. Prabal tried to grab it, but the apple started doing loop-de-loops. Keerat giggled as the apple bopped Prabal right on his nose. "It's a snack attack," she laughed. Next came the letter B. A bouncy blue ball sprang out of the book like it was on a trampoline. Prabal started chasing it all over the room. "B for ball," he yelled, jumping over his blocks. The ball was so magical that it bounced off the walls and even tapped the ceiling before zooming back down. Then came the letter C. Suddenly, a very fancy cat jumped out and landed right on Keerat's shoulder. The funniest part? The cat was wearing tiny black sunglasses. "C for cat," Keerat laughed. The cool cat started batting at Keerat's hair, and Keerat loved how soft and tickly its tail was. Prabal turned the page to find D. A massive, colorful drum appeared right in the middle of the floor. "D for drum." Prabal grabbed the drumsticks and went wild. Boom-ba-doom. The whole room shook with the beat. Prabal was drumming so fast that his own feet started dancing a silly jig to the rhythm. "Look, Prabal. E is for elephant." Keerat pointed at the book. A tiny elephant trunk poked out and started spraying sparkly water droplets everywhere. Keerat and Prabal put their hands to their ears, flapping them like big elephant ears. Their room was starting to feel like a very silly zoo. The next letter was F. A bright green frog hopped out and landed right on top of Prabal's head. "F for frog," Prabal whispered, crossing his eyes to try and see his new hat. He started hopping around the room and making ribbit-ribbit sounds, looking like the funniest frog boy ever. Keerat spotted the letter G. "G for grapes," she read. Bunches of green and purple grapes grew right out of the pages, looking like glowing jewels. Keerat picked a bunch and showed them to Prabal. "Learning the ABCs is actually pretty delicious," she said with a grin. Just then, their Nani, Bonnie, walked into the room. She saw them laughing and learning, and her face lit up with a big smile. She walked over to Keerat and gave her a proud pat on the head. "Well done, my clever children. Learning English is going to be a wonderful adventure for you," she said warmly. As the sun began to set, Nani Bonnie pulled Prabal onto her lap for a cuddle. "You two did a great job today. Now it's time to rest, and tomorrow we'll find the rest of the alphabet," she whispered. Prabal hugged the magical book tight against his yellow hoodie. Both kids went to sleep dreaming of flying apples and cats in sunglasses.